All right, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, this is going to be a crazy adventure today because a lot of this snow, as I'm sinking in while I'm walking, is melting. It's no longer firm enough to walk on in most spots. So I will work my way up to a walkable pavement, taking my time. As you can see, look, all that snow over there is all wet now, because we had gotten a foot of snow. A lot of it's melted. It's in the mid 40s today, upper 40s. This is all now soft and mushy. Needless to say, I'm wearing my waterproof boots. And we are going to get 2 inches of rain over the next 2 days. So today is probably the last walk I'll be able to get in before it rains later tonight. So I'll be able to do my walk. And this is all wet slush, most of it. As soon as I get on the street over here, we'll be all set. There we go. Everything is melting like crazy. All right. Now we get that over with. Welcome to Walking with Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. Would much rather walk with my sneakers, but the current weather we have does not afford that. I'm not wearing my gloves today. I'm not wearing my neck sleeve to keep my neck warm. Definitely not necessary. This snow you're looking at now will all be gone within 2 days. For the most part, I think. We're gonna have some heavy rain from the Caribbean and went up the coast. So we're probably gonna get torrential at some point. Downpours. So, gun news. We got the Phoenix Arms HP-22A, which is the kind of the stainless steel looking. I'm not sure how much of a stainless steel it is, but it's not the black Cerakoted version. It's the silver looking matte finish. It's a pretty hefty pistol, 22 caliber. I actually did a review on it earlier in 4K, which kind of annoyed me because I took the video, edited the entire video, had everything good to go, and then of course I had a "disk is full" message, so I had to remedy that. Hi, how you doing?
No, I said no, man. No. No.
Hi.
Get over here.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Hi.
Mia, be a good girl. Come.
You okay?
Come.
It's okay.
You don't want to listen.
That's all right.
Mia, come. Go. No. Go. Go. This way. Come on. Go be. No. Go be.
Have a good day, sir.
You too. Go.
The old dog has allowed me to pass. It has spared my life. And as I've always said, even if that now that kind of dog, usually those little dogs, they bark a lot, then they run off. This one didn't do that. So anybody that's been around dogs knows that that dog was not afraid. I couldn't show it any signs of fear at all, because then it would really start going crazy. And if I had stuck my hand out for the dog to sniff my hand, I probably would have got nipped, because that's just the sensation I got from that dog, the vibe. Probably a correct one. I don't think the dog is a vicious attack dog by any means, but that dog did not look very friendly. And I was trying to figure out why the owner wasn't more aggressive in corralling the dog. So he either knows that that dog is not going to bite me, or he's not a very good person to put that in the hands of. It's a polite way to put it. So anyway, we do have a nice, mild, warm day today, and as you can see, every time you go for a walk, you run into something different. So that's just the way that goes. Hi. So that was not a vicious attack dog, not by any means. But if things keep melting like this, we'll be able to do a woods walk soon. And I definitely want to get out to Mount Appetite Park in Auburn. We will do that. Faux show. I just wanted to get my walk in today. Now I'm only wearing 2 shirts and a hoodie, and I feel warm. And like I said, it is in the 40s. I got my walking app going, keeping track of my mileage. So anyway, as I was saying, I was editing my review. I did the whole review, but sometimes when you shoot video, you will actually have a part where you go, okay, well, I guess that about covers it. Stay tuned for the attached review and shooting, the attached shooting video. And then there's always a, oh yeah, I forgot to mention the sights, after already saying that you were going to have a shooting video. So that has to be edited. So I was editing the video and had a disk message saying it was full, and I had to go fix it. Then I had to reboot, and then the work I had done disappeared, of course. Hi, how you doing? How are you? So of course after that I had to redo the entire thing. So that was the absolute first time I've ever had to do a fist bump with somebody walking by. So that kid walking by just did a fist bump with me for some reason. Maybe that's the new thing. Maybe he saw I was recording with a camera on my head. But out of all the walks I've taken, that's the first time I've done a fist bump. Very strange. Anyway, I'm gonna walk on our walk. Basic 5 mile. I walked a little over 5 yesterday, 6 the day before, almost 6 before that. And I know I'm gonna have a couple days probably with no walking. Unless it stays in the 40s at night and there's a break in the rain. Other than that, I won't be walking. So, thanks. Thank you. Well, that guy was extra courteous. I'm getting weird vibes today. Some days just have weird vibes. So, I wanted to mention something about something going on celestial. As we look at this trail that we are waiting to thaw out. And that goes up by the school. I think it's McMahon School. I had called it Farwell School before, but I think it's McMahon. Anyways, as we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 used condoms in a package. So somebody obviously slowed down here and dumped their condoms out. Have no idea why they would have that many. Maybe it was her car and she's a prostitute. Who knows? But people shouldn't do that. Don't dump your used condoms on the side of the road. For one thing, I have to see them. And the second thing, it's not very sanitary. There's no need to do that. Plus, if I get hit by a car up here and I get killed, I don't want that to be the last thing I ever see. Besides a car grill. So don't do that. I gotta tie my shoe. And like I said in many videos, it's always the right one, isn't it? And guess what? It was the right one. Or the incorrect one. Anyway, I'll be walking in my damn sneakers soon and that won't be an issue. But today, because of the weather and the snow and the wet and the slush, These are deer track. We got some deer track in the snow. You can see some hoof marks here where they walked and it held them up, and then they sunk in the snow. So we had 1, 2, 3, at least 3, maybe 1 walking behind the other one, 4, because we got 1 set of tracks here, and it looks like 2 sets on top of each other there, which turns into 3 sets. So there might have been a mama and a baby, papa and another baby. I guess we'll never know. I'm not an expert tracker. I can't tell you from the tracks. I can just count the tracks. So today is the warmest day we've had in about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Excuse me. Now that it is March 27th, March is almost dead. 4 more days. It'll be gone till next year. So this is nice. I don't have to wear gloves or my neck warmer collar I usually wear. Pretty soon it'll just be a long sleeve shirt and a t-shirt over that. And then it'll be just a t-shirt with shorts. I just hit 1 mile in 18 minutes and 26 seconds. My ear lady told me. So that's a good time for my first mile. I'd like to get this entire walk in on 1 battery charge. That would be nice. I wouldn't have to stop and change it. Now that we've had a little bit of snow melt, it'll be less treacherous, less tedious. Still have to watch the vehicles. I gotta make sure not to wear a Trump hat on my walk. The lunatics these days might try to hit me on purpose. No mega hats. I have a really beautiful white Trump hat. It's white, it's got an American flag on it, it's got a Trump logo on it. But I'd probably get attacked and killed by a rabid liberal if I wore it. Also have a couple of red mega hats. One of them's the official mega hat, and you can always tell the official ones as opposed to the Chinese made ones. Underneath the visor is green, and there's a rope across the top of the visor at the base of the hat itself, where the visor meets the beanie cap. Well, she was going to be a little over dramatic about that. And a woman in a Red Sox hat just waved at me. Well, I was watching a lot of people online yesterday and in the media absolutely melting down, saying that the justice is tilted in Trump's favor, which really is the most comical joke I've heard this year. They are upset. Trump has the justices in his pocket. Which anybody that's been watching this knows that's a bunch of BS. This new judge that he has for the Stormy Daniels trial is going to be a son of a bitch, I'm telling you right now. He hates Trump. They've already found his daughter online posting pictures of Trump in jail. Fake pictures, photoshopped. Trump is not going to get a fair shake in New York. He's got 34 felony counts against him by DA Bragg. He's not going to get a fair jury in New York. Maximum sentence that he could get is 4 years, from what I read. That's what the article said. I was under the understanding that there was a felony time served for each one of those charges possible, where he could get 400 years in prison or something. So, but I read the AP article, and it said 4 years maximum sentence. So Trump will be able to appeal it, whatever happens. So we do know that. Trump wanted to delay the trial longer, and his lawyers were set to do that. And the judge was upset that they weren't prepared. How could you not be ready for the blah, 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 blah. So he said they're going to start putting the jury together at the beginning of April for an April 15th trial start, from what I understand. So this judge isn't having any of the delay stuff. He hates Trump. But that might play in Trump's favor, because they might try to rush through this for a guilty verdict, thinking that it's going to cause people not to vote for him. And it's going to do the opposite. Because they're stupid and they haven't figured it out yet. They also haven't figured out that there's nothing that's going to make Biden look 20 years younger than he is, mentally and physically. So that's just a fact. Plus, most Americans know what they're doing to Trump. This is unfair. It's not working. He's still leading Biden. He actually has increased his lead. So people are tired of it. They're not going to give up doing it, though. You got DA Bragg, who's not prosecuting criminals in New York. He's letting him out to hurt people. Saw a video this week, blonde-haired girl. She got knocked on her face, sucker punched by somebody walking by. She had a big egg on her forehead. She was crying. She said she can't believe that just happened. Well, you're in New York City. What's not to believe about it? Nobody's going to do anything to prosecute the person that did it. So that's that. Yep, that happened Sunday, I think. She got cracked right in the noggin. Pretty white girl. She looked like she was about 24, 25. She looked like a Democrat voter too. But she was white, so it's okay to punch Nazis, according to them. down this way. Yesterday I took that shortcut. Today we got a little more melting. I'll walk this way. Pretty sky out that way. Excuse me. I'm glad I'm not getting half as much nose running. I bet you are too. Yeah, so I found out on YouTube, if you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, you can't upload these big files. You can upload a few of them, but they put a limit on there on bandwidth. And so nobody's squawking at me yet. I'm over 1,600 subscribers now. Thank you very much. And I realize most of them come from firearms, which is okay. Okay, it's okay. We have firearms videos coming. That guy completely didn't see me, or he ignored me. But I saw him. These people see me. So I always do these quick little checks while I'm walking. Not always, but there'll be that one time that I'm distracted and I get hit. That's usually what happens. So haven't been hit yet. When I get my sidewalks back, I'll be over here. So until then, though, I gotta be careful. Should pay attention to what I'm doing instead of yapping. This person sees me. This person saw me. This person sees me. This person saw me, sort of. There we go. And this person is turning. Just like when you're driving, you look way up ahead. You don't look right in front of you. And then when you have an opportunity to walk off to the side, that's what I'm doing now. We almost got a sidewalk there. It'll be soon. After a couple days, this will all be gone. We'll have rainwater rushing down the hill here into the sewer that's covered by the snowbank. It'll eat a hole. It'll find its way to the sewer. The drainage. Beautiful sky. Goodness. Look at that. I'm gonna watch this car. They see me. I'm good. Subaru small SUV. The #1 vehicle owned by the LGB community in New England. Statistical fact. That's their main market. When I mean my main market, I mean the state of Maine market and New England. That vehicle was introduced for the for women. That vehicle was developed for women. They did not aim that towards gays and lesbians. It just turned out that way. Lesbians really love those vehicles, and that's what they buy. So that's what's cool about capitalism. There's something for everybody. Good vehicles to go hiking in. Throw your stuff in there, maybe a tent, fold-up tent, or a pop tent as they're called. And there's a lot of yards that look like this, chewed up by the snowblower because the ground wasn't frozen. And so I started to do a little bit of that on our property, and I decided not to. It was the only way to clean it all up. So basically it was like, well, this is all gonna melt anyway, we'll just leave it there. So that's what we did. We'll just leave it there. Now when I wear my sneakers and I walk at night, you'd think this would be a lot more dangerous at night, which it can be, but my sneakers are Reebok Aztrecs, and they have very good reflectors in them. They're made for running or walking, and I can see people seeing me from way off when I'm wearing those. So that's why I like them. Now my Skechers, I like those, but those are daytime sneakers. They don't have the reflectors in them. Even though they're white, they're not ones that I would wear at night, even though I probably would prefer walking in those. But the Reebok Aztrecs are also comfortable. So we're getting more of the sidewalk and stuff back. There's no sidewalk here, but I wasn't able to walk on this 2 days ago where I am. So I just hit 2 miles. So I'm going at a normal pace. As soon as I get around the corner here, things will be much better. As soon as I get away from this caravan of death. Caravan of death. There we go. Wow, look at all the cars coming up this way. Busy this afternoon for a Wednesday. Somebody's got a canoe, kayak in the back of their truck. This will be a lot easier to walk on today than it was yesterday. So this is kind of cool because you get to see my seasonal changes on my walks. And here we have a We have one of those water things I was telling you about. I just pushed that down in there. That is obviously broken. So the city comes up with these ordinances, you know. Well, in lieu of having our policy of widening these streets someday, they went and changed the ordinances for, you know, like for example, the house we're in isn't that far from the road. So if a certain percentage of the house burns, the city is going to require rebuilding the house 30 feet from the road further than it is. So that means you got to make a whole new foundation, you got to rebuild everything. They won't let you build on the same spot it was on, because of future development, blah, 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 okay? So these water spigots seems to vary on what street you're on. I don't know if it's a zoning thing, but some of them, like we just saw, it's right in the middle of the sidewalk. Some of them, it's still up by the curb. Most of them are being pushed back on people's property. So they moved ours back from the sidewalk onto our lawn, and it's been broken for 2 years now. I doubt they're going to fix it. And if they do, they'll have to dig a little bit there to put a new one on, just so the snow guy can break it next year cleaning the sidewalks. I've seen a lot of broken ones on my walk, and I'm damn sure they're not going to be able to keep up with all of them. So whoever had that idea was somebody behind a desk, where just, oh, that makes sense, let's do that. Where really what they should do is just leave them the way they are, and then someday when you do widen the street, extend them then. While you're doing that, and there's probably reasons why they couldn't do that I'm not thinking of, but so basically they are always coming up with things. A lot of times it's overdone. They're bored or something. See, now if I had my backpack, I could put that Coke in my backpack for Target. So thing is though, a lot of times I go for walks and I don't see anything to pick up. Now when it's hot enough to bring bottled water, I'll be bringing my backpack anyway. But we got the snow over here taking its time melting, because it doesn't get as much sunlight during the day. Obviously gets more sunlight on this side than this side. But that will be gone after these next 2 days. So I saw Friday was supposed to get a ½ inch of rain, and we're supposed to get almost 1.5 inches tomorrow, starting tonight. So we are going to get significant rain. Want to say hi to V-Man and his lady. Anybody else that watches these? Hello, hello. So I'm gonna have to edit that review video of that Phoenix Arms 22 LR pistol, the HP 22A, because the PC ran out of room. because I should have cleaned the cache before I even started because it was 4K video. Looks nice though. 4K looks really good for details on things like reviews. Plus I got my lighting perfect. So it's gonna be a good looking video as soon as I get through the hassles. And that pistol is an absolute puzzle to disassemble, but I did it once off camera, and then when I was on camera it went pretty well. It's not your traditional breakdown method. And it's definitely a pistol you need to make sure isn't loaded before you work on it, because you will have your hand in front of the muzzle while disassembling. Because it's a funky monkey. So look for that video coming shortly. I gotta wait till this weekend to get shooting video though. That's the thing. So I might make a coming soon little video short, perhaps, with a couple of still images. It just really melted a lot. Waterproof boots, always nice. Can't say enough good things about these Nortiv 8 NORT IV8 boots. They're not made in China, at least the ones I bought aren't. They've been really excellent. They're comfortable. And the only downside I've had is if I go walking or hiking, I have a difficult time getting them to stay tied. They stay tied at the range. Walking, you get a lot of motion and stresses on the laces and they're loosening up, but you can always buy some 100% cotton laces like the old days. Those manage to stay tied because they're more organic rather than synthetic. I don't know what these are, probably nylon. They haven't broken, so that's good. All the times I've had to tie them, usually they wear out and break on those eye things, but they haven't. I have a pair of boots that, you know, I paid pretty good, decent money for, $60. And all the little eyelets broke off of it. It's cheap metal. I didn't even have them long enough to break them in yet, and they were breaking those eyelets. So I had to come up with a new way of tying them, and that worked. I still have those. I'll keep those as a backup, because you always need something that's good and waterproof and comfortable. And I've gone for plenty of 5-6 mile walks, hikes with these, and they've been really good. As you can see them, I hope. They make a low top version of these too for hiking. That might be something to look into. I already have some hiking shoes though. But these are comfortable, is my point. Really comfortable. I've noticed is you can't get anything half decent that's actually going to last. There's one of my brothers just drove by, beeped. So what I've noticed with shoes is pretty much anything under $80 isn't going to be comfortable or last. Nikes are absolutely the worst shoes I've ever purchased. I got 2 pair of Nikes and they're awful. That's cool. That dog is catching snowballs. So the Nikes, I wear a size 13, and the Nike size 13s are not 13s, they're 12.5s. They run a half size too small. I wear pretty much universally in men's size 13 D width. Works just fine for me. So the other thing I like about the Reebok is their size 13 is my size 13. And the same thing with Skechers. Skechers are actually a little more generous. So Skechers are good if you really want to tie your shoes tight on your feet or wear extra thick socks in the wintertime. A lot of times people don't think of this stuff, but you know, when you do a lot of walking, that's the kind of stuff you think about through necessity, really. I got a pair of New Balance that are pretty good. There was another brand I got, Camel something, Camel shoes, or it's got a camel in it. They even have a camel in the logo. Those shoes are awful. They run smaller than the Nike. I think their size 13 is actually a size 12. It's probably European sizing, and they didn't realize Americans have bigger feet, I guess. I don't know. Or their sizes run bigger, I should say. Still working on it, huh? That's funny, she was out there shoveling 2 days ago. She was shoveling, I didn't see her yesterday because we went up the other way, up College Street. But it's funny, the last time I walked by here, she was doing that, and she's out here doing it again. So, I got a good sweat going now. I am wet with sweat. And that's what you want. You want that good cardiovascular. You want your heart to be working hard, but not too hard where you don't feel good. So if you're not used to walking, don't push it. Take it easy. And I get asked that by people. I do. Most important thing is comfortable shoes. The most important thing. 100%. The second is starting out small. Now, I walk almost every day between 5 and 7 miles. Most every day. Almost every day, let's say that. Now, I've mentioned this in my walks before, but there's always people like, oh, I do that every day while I'm working. That may be true. but it's not constant all out getting a sweat with wet eyebrows and sweat coming off your nose when it's 40 degrees out. You're not doing that kind of walking. That's the cardio. That's all intense walking straight, hour and a half to 2 hours straight with no resting. So that's different. Had a conversation about that with our mail carrier. He also does jogging. He runs, and he said he walks a little bit less than 5 miles every day doing his route. And it's different for him because he's not doing the cardio, I mean, vascular stuff. But he's carrying a lot of weight, so that makes up for it. So he probably has to shift the weight around on his shoulders while he's walking. So there's no doubt that's a lot of work every day. But he's been doing it for a few years. Probably has his stamina built up. So as soon as these people let me cross. So he gets a really good workout delivering mail. But it's more of a muscle bone fatigue, and I'm sure he gets his heart rate up too, but he goes running also, jogging. So he probably withstands that very, very well. And after talking with him, found out he's about my age, mid-50s. So that is a good thing to do when you get older. Get in shape. It's more important than when you're younger. And like I said, that study that was done, it's not going to give you more years than you would have had, but it helps guarantee that you will live those years healthily, and you won't die sooner than those years. It's really the thing. And that's the truth with that, because let's see, I'll walk on this really soft snow. This is good snow for snowballs. No, I'm not going to make a snowball. I don't have my gloves, and I don't want my hands to get cold. So now I got a little bit of snow down my boots. That'll melt and my feet will get wet. A little bit. But anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is you can rely a lot on genetics. Heart attacks. There really hasn't been anybody in my family that's had heart attacks. It's just not something that happens. But that's not to say something can't happen, because my mother had diabetes, but that was because she was overweight. So if she hadn't have been overweight, she wouldn't have got diabetes, and she would have lived longer, I guess is the point I'm making. So now my dad had stroke problems. His sister had stroke problems. His other sister had stroke problems. One of his brothers had stroke problems. Another one got intestinal cancer. So nobody really in my immediate family has gotten cancer. I got a second cousin that got testicular cancer, and I got that uncle that got intestinal cancer up by his stomach, underneath his rib cage, way up. So that stuff can happen, but I guess what I'm saying is, if I was overweight, I would be prone to getting diabetes, because people that are obese are prone to that anyway. But I have an aunt that was overweight. She got diabetes. My mother's sister was overweight, which is the other aunt I had. And she was just getting diabetes before she died, because she was overweight. So being overweight is a big problem. You can't do that. So with that, the big factor on my side of the family for men is stroke rather than heart attack. We don't run high cholesterol problems. It's always high blood pressure. Now, the reason why I mention that is when I stopped playing ice hockey for a little while, I used to have a perfect 110, 120 over 70. And I was eating stuff that I probably shouldn't have been eating anyway at the time. Sodium, stuff like that. Now I'm not eating that stuff. And I'm exercising my heart. But when I was playing hockey, even without even eating well, and I was just playing hockey once or twice a week, my blood pressure would be perfect. Then I gained some weight, and I was about 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And when I start getting more weight, my blood pressure starts going up. Then a lack of exercise, it goes up a little more. So my strategy is to eat like I have been, which is cooking things from scratch. It's not all full of chemicals. I don't have stuff like monosodium glutamate in there and all this soybean oil junk. So I cook rice from scratch, different varieties, good calories, salt to taste. When I have something now that is processed or prepared, like the jars of spaghetti sauce, things like that, to me right now that tastes so salty that it doesn't taste good to me. So I've definitely reduced my sodium intake dramatically, combined with the cardiovascular workout, which, like I said, 2.5 years ago, walking at the same pace right now, I'd be dead after a mile. I'd feel fatigued and I'd want to turn back. And now it's not an issue. So I used to have a difficult time just talking and walking too, because when you're talking, you're not breathing. And I'm handling that just fine. So I think I've figured things out. And of course, there's always added the unknown. Paul Harrell is a perfect example. That guy was really fit, cardiovascular exercises, probably no chance of him having a heart attack. His blood pressure was probably gorgeous, but something else got him. Now, I don't know what his family history is, but like I'm saying, I guess what I'm getting at is family history isn't a guarantee. So I do know that I'm a big guy. The bigger guys don't live as long as the smaller guys. They also get more heart problems, things like that. So I feel like I need to take a little extra care. And that doesn't mean that I don't go without eating cheeseburgers once in a while, or I don't eat pizza, or I don't eat a bag of Doritos or whatever. But it's not part of my regular diet, and that's important. So I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything, I guess is my point. So I also drink sparkling water with no sweetener, no sugar, I mean. I don't drink soda with sugar. Now, there's a lot of stuff on the internet about aspartame and saccharin, things like that. And I think aspartame has been around long enough where if it was really causing problems, people would know it by now. And I'm just not seeing it. I've seen people online say, well, I was drinking Diet Coke every day for a long time and I got diabetes. I know it was because of that. And then you look at them and, well, she weighs 340 pounds. So that's the main cause of diabetes, is being overweight. So you got a lot of people that are trying to deflect. So I guess that's human nature, I suppose. But anyways, I'm just rambling on while I'm rambling on. See, now that I'm not stepping in snow and having to walk through things, my boots are staying tied. So it's always when you start flexing around in the ankles, that's when you have problems. So I'm going to cut down this way. We'll see if they did the left side of Sabata Street today. I doubt it, because they didn't do further up either, but we already know they did the other side, because we noticed that yesterday, didn't we? Get the little birdies in the birdhouses. The little birds are active. They're awake. Spring. It was funny watching the robins this week. They looked confused. They're like, how come there's snow on the lawns? This time of year, they're always here plucking worms out of the ground and having a feast. Now they gotta wait for it all to melt. It's getting there. So all this rain we're going to get over the next 2 days will melt most of this, and unfortunately this kind of snow is going to cause water to back up on people's roofs because their gutters are clogged, things like that, until it melts. Some people will get water in their basement because of it, because all that rain is going to melt the snow too. So you're going to have rain runoff and you're going to have snow. So people in low-lying areas might get some flooding. I can hear a dove. Ooh, ooh. Well, I think my body could use with a day or two of not walking. Absolutely. So I have found the best walking shoes, and presumably ones that would be good for running too. Like has the good arch support. Really really important. Now we had, one day we were taking off to go shooting, and I had forgotten to put the tailgate on the truck up. So as we took off, our milk crate that was full of targets and steel stuff we used to hang the targets came off and fell in the middle of the road, busy highway. So I saw cars coming way up ahead. It's like, oh, I had to get to that milk crate before the cars hit them. And then we would have had them all over the place. Probably broke the milk crate, maybe caused an accident, you know. So I ran up the road as fast as I could, and I was really surprised I could still run well like that. I was actually running going, wow, this is kind of cool. And it's the benefit from all this walking. But I still have cartilage missing in my knee. And hi, the little killer dog over there. Watch out for them little killer dogs. Second one on the walk today. I'm still alive. Yep, they haven't cleaned the sidewalk here, so I'm gonna have to cut across here at some point. Thanks. All right, I made it. So I didn't have any killer dogs get me today. Sky looks like a painting today. It looks just like brush strokes and stuff. It's kind of weird. And they're moving fast. I can actually see them moving away from me while I'm walking. So they're moving faster than I'm walking. 51 degrees, according to that temperature thing on that sign. Big river of water. Having drainage problems. We're at 4.3 miles. Hour and 15 minutes. 4.5 miles. Very good time today. A very good time. Get back home, I'll drink some spring water, sparkling water I should say, and I'll have some trail mix for a snack. So every time I walk, I burn between 700 and 1,000 calories, depending on intensity. I've done 6 walks this week. So that's how you lose weight walking. It's not going to happen all overnight, but it accumulates. Now, if I went home and I had spaghetti and meatballs, big huge plate tonight, then I had a pepperoni pizza tomorrow, then another one the day after, that negates all the walking I've done. But I don't eat like that anymore, so all I know is I can fit into clothes that I didn't fit in for many years. I kept them because they were nice clothes and I didn't want to shoot them away, throw them out. So now I can wear them. It's like having a whole bunch of new pants and shirts. I can wear size large shirts again. They fit a little snug, but they're comfortable enough to wear, I guess. 3-4 years ago, that was an impossibility. That just was not going to happen. So well, this walk will be coming to an end shortly. I think I'll have enough battery for this entire walk. I've been doing really good time. But I want to thank you for walking with me and watching anyway while I get a chance to. Hope you're enjoying a nice, pretty New England day before we get 2 days of rain. Now we're officially in mud season. So we're going to have rain and melted snow, and it's going to be mud everywhere. People will be getting stuck in the mud. I'll walk across here on Deer Corner, as I call it. I've seen so many deer on this corner. Oh dear. All right. Just changed the battery. Now that I changed the battery, we'll break on through to the other side. All right. All that snow is melting away. Look at all that water. And it's really got a lot of water running. Plus we're going to get all that rain, so that'll really be running. Very happy about that. Normally you'd be upset to see rain and this and that, but I don't want to see any more snow. Snow needs to go away. Rush hour traffic. Now, a lot of times when you're watching, it looks like I'm just walking across this intersection here without looking. When I'm actually looking while I'm walking, my eyes moved all the way to the right, usually my peripheral vision, which is still very good. I can actually see behind me with my peripheral vision. Not directly behind, but very well. At least for now. Until things go to crap later, which inevitably they will. Five miles. There's my mail carrier's truck again. Coming towards the end of his day. Parks his buggy here and he heads off on foot delivering mail in the neighborhood. So once in a while I'll see him in his truck, but more often than not he's out and about here somewhere. So I will be winding down the walk when we get around the corner up ahead. So I want to thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe. Share my gun videos. Gun videos. Walking videos, I don't think many people care about that. I'm doing this more for me, you know, because hopefully YouTube will still be around 10, 15, 20 years. Hopefully my files will still be available, or they'll give an option. But I'd probably be able to download them to save them, because I don't keep all this stuff, even the gun reviews and all that. You know, some of the range days we have, the good ones, I keep that video, raw video. But file sizes today are so big, you just can't save everything. Even on external drives. I mean, I got a 1 terabyte drive that's just about full. I got a couple of other 250 gigabyte drives, they're almost full. I got thumb drives that are full. I am always out of space. You know, I don't like to throw stuff away that happened, you know, 5, 6 years ago. Memories. Even if you've got 70 pictures of the same thing, you know, I always feel, because once you delete it, it's gone forever. You know, it's one of those things. I just don't want to do that. Got my little doggy friends. Hi guys. Hi. All right. Well, we're going to wind up this walk. I want to thank you for walking with me. Click like and subscribe. And I thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful week. This will probably be the last walk I do for a couple days anyway. Then we're going shooting Saturday. So if I do any walking, it'll be later in the day Saturday. Or I'll wait till Sunday. But knowing me, I'll be going Saturday after we go shooting, because I haven't walked for a couple days. But if we have a break in the rain and it's 50-something degrees and it's not raining for a couple hours, I might take a chance and go walking. So we'll play it by ear. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye. Stay safe.